Everyone who's just joining, please just take a moment. We'll be live in about 5 minutes. Thanks for the chats. Please say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're at. We're going to do a quick rundown of some information about what's going around the Stop Line 3 movement. And it's be about a week of information. We just want to bring people in here together really quick, update you, and let you know about your day. I know things are busy. And so just bear with us a second. We'll be live in a few minutes. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Lorenzo Serna. I am going to be your host for today. We're going to have different hosts in the future. Right now, we're just kind of in an early process of trying to put the Stop Line 3 weekly update together for you. So as you can see here, it says Resisting Line 3 weekly updates, February 22nd to the 28th. We obviously didn't get everything. There's a lot going on to stop the pipeline, but we wanted to give you some information about what we do have. If you don't know what the Line 3 pipeline is, I'm going to read a little bit about it before we go into it. If you go to stopline3.org, you can find this information freely there. What is Line 3? Line 3 is a proposed pipeline expansion to bring nearly 1 million barrels of tar sands per day from Alberta, Canada to Superior, Wisconsin. It was proposed in 2014 by Enbridge, a Canadian pipeline company responsible for the largest inland oil spill in the U.S. Enbridge seeks to build a new pipeline corridor through untouched wetlands and tree territory of the Anishinaabe peoples through the Mississippi River headwaters to the shore of Lake Superior. Again, you can go to stopline3.org. They call it a replacement project. They're planning to leave the old pipeline in there, put a whole new energy corridor through, and start pumping tar sands through wild rice beds and tree territory. People have been resisting this. And so now we're going to give you a little bit of a view of what's been going on since February 22nd to the 28th. Again, not all inclusive. There is a lot of things going on up there, but we're trying to bring what we can to you. So we're just going to go right into it. And then at the end of this, if there are questions, I'll go back to the chat, take a look at it. Again, if you are watching, go ahead and say hello. Tell us where you're at. Tell us what's going on in your territories, on your lands, as we know that these things are ongoing everywhere. So here we go. So on February 24th, in an action led by the GNU Collective, 3 water protectors blockaded over 12 active Enbridge Line 3 work sites with 2 different blockades. On one side, 2 indigenous water protectors locked into a flipped over vehicle. On the other, 1 water protector ascended 35 feet in the air on a bipod blockading the entry road. All 3 were arrested. And so that happened on February 24th, which was like 7 days ago. And the next video we're going to cut to is actually to be a person from on top of the bipod just telling you about what it's like to be on there. Again, if you are interested in more of these type of actions, you can go check out, or just these actions in general, you can go to the GNU Collective on Facebook. I'll go ahead and show you, the GNU Collective, that's how you spell it. If you want to go there and check it out, please do. And then we're going to cut to this short video. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds of the person on the tripod telling us why they're doing it. All right, so definitely check out the GNU Collective, and we're gonna cut to the next. You can see the territory there. You can see the cut. They're up there. Go to the GNU Collective to see more videos of what's going on up there. This is also came out, I think, on the 26th of February. It says 24th. It was when it was stated. Leaders of the tribal nations in Minnesota ask Walz to pause line 3 work during legal appeal. So you can see here, there's a whole article on it. Different tribal nations, different tribal organizations have been asking the pipeline to. Oh no, really? There was no sound. I apologize for that. I thought there would be sound. I don't know why there was no sound, but it's fine. We'll look at it later. Just bear with me again. We're just throwing this together, trying to get it out to you as fast as we can. I can see everyone saying they couldn't hear the audio. At the end of this, we'll go back and see if we can hear it. But we'll just keep going for now. I don't know why that happened, but it did. So anyway, so you can look here. Different tribal leaders across Minnesota have been asking for. Hold on, I just want to make sure everything. Oh yeah, no sound from the water protector. I apologize for that again. But to pause the pipeline's construction while the legal appeal is going on. These asks have been going on constantly. Tim Walz is unresponsive, and they're once again asking the governor to take leadership on climate, on treaty rights, and to stop this pipeline. At the very least, where these appeals go forward. Right now, that doesn't seem to be happening, but the asks are continuing. And once again, tribal nations have written a letter. It was from the Indian Affairs Council, the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council, who wrote that letter, asking Walz to pause the line 3 work. We'll see what happens. But that is continuing to be asked and continuing to, I think, no response from my understanding. The next story, it's on February 24th. It started being reported that Enbridge pipeline workers were among those arrested in a sex trafficking sting. The 2 men have been fired. These 2 men also took training on sex trafficking, according to Enbridge's own paper, right? So they brought in all these workers, they trained them. These people were trained people about not doing sex trafficking, and then they got arrested doing sex trafficking. This is a constant worry around men camps. They're bringing in a bunch of people from out of the community into Minnesota, into northern Minnesota, into these small places, these small villages, building these sort of out-of-state workers. And this is what happens. It's been reported constantly as an MIR issue, missing and murdered Indigenous relatives. When man camps come, sex trafficking comes, drugs come, there's many studies, and here now the warnings have come to be true in fruition, and nobody wanted this, but it's just what happened. So just so you know, people have been arrested who are working on the Enbridge line for sex trafficking, for trying to pick up a minor, if I understand, and soliciting a person who they believe to be a minor. Texas faces a felony charge. And so that's what happened, and so we have not great news, but also it's constant warnings. And now the people up there have to deal with this reality. It's well documented too in the oil boom that happened in North Dakota, and the Bakken oil fields. You can watch a lot of media about that. So definitely check that out and be aware, relatives. We're aware, and we want to make sure that we're passing this information on so people can be as safe as they can. Next, we're going to go to, on February 25th, it's a video. It's about 2 minutes long. They delivered over 200,000 signatures to President Biden calling on him to stop line 3. We're going to turn to there, see if the audio works. It might not work. I know why it's not working. Well, we'll see. We're going to see if it works. Let me know in the chat. And if not, we just might have to move on, but we'll see.
Lands, but it's also threatening our very ways of life. Access to clean water, the astronomical costs that this pipeline is going to bring in the future is not an Indigenous issue. It is an issue for all peoples and planet.
It will pass through 112 water bodies, including the Mississippi. It will threaten 1,000 acres of wetland.
People of faith are coming together to call on President Biden to protect creation. President Biden putting a pipeline through this land would be like drilling through church property. Please stop Line 3 and restore efforts to procure fossil-free sources of energy.
If the Line 3 pipeline is built, this would mean that 193 million tons of greenhouse gases would be put out in the next 50 years.
I've been a union organizer for 20 years. I call on President Biden to stop these fossil fuel projects and to work with labor to build a clean, green future of high-paying jobs can be built everywhere.
What we've asked the Biden administration to do is to deny the permit because they have the authority to do so.
Miigwech Pizendali. Thank you for listening.
All right, so that's that video that came out, and we're gonna go ahead and transition to the next thing. So again, there's a lot of different camps along the Line 3 pipeline, right? So if you don't know, I think right now there's 4 camps that I know of, and so this is the Red Lake Treaty Camp. On February 25th, they did a call for water protectors. You can go to Facebook to learn more about what that camp's about, where it's located. You can see there's a map here, and you can see sort of all the things they're engaged in. It looks like a lot of scouting. You can see right here, there's a video of them trying to scout construction. Construction is going on in Minnesota along the whole route, so it's moving from one end to the other, trying to like build it all at the same time, which is substantially different than other. You know, if people like to compare a lot to Standing Rock built to the middle of that point where the camp was at. This is building on all these different points out, so it's like boom, doom, and there's all these camps along the line. It's a little different, but definitely go check out the Red Lake Treaty Camp. You can see what they're up to, see how you can get involved, and you can find more information. It's just on Facebook, Red Lake Treaty Camp. So definitely go check that out. Next, we're going to see another video. It's about 2 minutes long. Hopefully the audio is working right. And on February 27th, water protector Tanya Abed entered the 14th day of hunger strike to protest the construction of Line 3. This interview comes from the Honor the Earth page, so if you want to go check that out, go to Honor the Earth page. And here is the video now, and we're going to listen to it. So let's listen to it together.
Uju bidwewe gijugukwe nandejna kaz bakwa manomenika minisanakwa ngundunjaba awasasi dudem. Igawatish gang ni dede nigan ni mama. My name is Tanya Abed, and I grew up in the 1855 treaty territory. I come from a little village called East Lake, Minnesota. Right now, we are north of Palisade, Minnesota, on the Highway 10 of Great River Road. We are next to the Mississippi River, and not too far that way, I'd say about maybe 2.5 football fields that way, there is a Line 3 pipeline, the toxic tar sands oil pipeline that Enbridge is trying to get through, Line 3. And I'm here to stand in opposition to the tar sands. So I'm up here to protect the wild race, the water, and to be able to continue on practicing those usufructuary rights, our inherent rights as defined in the treaties, which are the supreme laws of the land here. February 14th, 2021, I'm on a hunger strike for Mother Earth. Took the hunger strike at DAPL, or at the Standing Rock for the No Dakota Access Pipeline movement. In my mind, it was like, what can I do to be able to bring awareness, to have more people change their mind, or, you know, figure out some way to protect the waters. So I just started day one, you know, with that thought in my mind. From back then to now, within that 4-year span, there's been a big change in people's minds about how water is, you know, but it's like looking 7 generations ahead. It's my future grandchildren, great-grandchildren coming, you know, standing up against this pipeline. You know, that's what I'm hoping for, is to be able to have a healthier ecosystem for us to be able to live in.
So you can go check out more information about what's going on there at Honor the Earth's page. So if you want to go to Honor the Earth's page, that was Tanya Abed, who's on hunger strike since the 14th of February. I mean, it's intense. Okay. So again, there's a lot of different ways to be involved. We're watching videos of people who are involved on the front lines right now, who are living on the front lines, who are engaged in trying to defend their territories every day. You know, most of those people are there in this every day. But there's also different ways to be involved. Another thing that's been going on is the defund line 3. It's a Stop the Money Pipeline. You can see Defund Line 3, Stop the Money Pipeline's campaign to push banks to divest from Line 3 continue this week. More than 260,000 emails have been sent and more than 500 phone calls made to bank executives so far. This week begins a week of action calling for banks to hashtag Defund Line 3. And then I think, so if you go to this page, Stop the Money Pipeline, you can see that right on top there. You go to the R campaigns, you can see a Defund Line 3 campaign right there. The drop down, ooh, we love drop downs. Click on that and it will bring you to the Defund Line 3 and you can learn more about how you can be involved from where you're at. If you can't get to the front lines and you're not sure what you can do, this is one thing you can do is see like, where is your money going? How is your money being invested into the things you don't want? These folks will help to make sure that your money isn't going to make this pipeline. So definitely kind of worth checking out. Again, a lot of different ways to be involved. This is just one of them. And so, yeah, if you want to go check that out, Defund Line 3, stopthemoneypipeline.com. I think .com.org. We'll find it. All right, so we're gonna move to the 28th, which I think was yesterday. So this has happened yesterday. Events are happening right now too, right? So like we're covering to the 28th, but we didn't cover today. There's things going on the ground that happened today. That's the amount of stuff that's always going on up there. So there's no audio to this video, just so everyone doesn't. But yeah, on February 28th, Camp McGizzy led a peaceful walk to honor missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, relatives. Many folks came from all over the whole space, hear stories, and be in community together. Hashtag no more MMIWR. Again, this is Camp McGizzy. You can see there's a lot of people there. I'm not sure I can turn the audio up. We can see what they're talking about.
We usually sing our songs in 4 verses. I usually sing quickly enough.
Sometimes we sing in front of people.
So it looks really beautiful. Let me turn the audio off as we're going to keep going. But if you want to check out those videos, check out what's going on Camp McGizzy. You can go to their Facebook page for more information and how to get involved. Camp McGizzy. Again, multiple camps are on the whole line. There isn't just one camp. Super important. All right. So that was our week. We're going to end on this slide. Join the movement. Stop Line 3. Tiny URL / resist line 3. What happens if you go there? Let's look and see what happens if you go there. Let's do it together. So you can see join the movement right top, Stop Line 3. How I was talking, there's like a lot of different ways to be involved. You know, I think that we always have the perception of the front line. That's one way to be involved. If you have that sort of capability, you know, go check it out, see what you can do. Make sure that you check in with all those camps to make sure you're showing up in a good way. Don't just show up thinking that that's the way to show up. Show up in a good way. Figure out what they need. Reach out to them. Here on this bit.ly, tinyurl.com / resist line 3. That's my /. You can go there and you can see, like, if you have these questions, want to be more involved in the movement of Stop Line 3. Are you asking yourself that? I don't know. But if you are and you go here, you can see, I want to learn more about direct action and participate in it. I want to follow along and see what is happening on the front lines. I want to participate in urban actions and learn more from the Twin Cities. I want to redistribute my money, share my talents, and to provide material support. I am looking for things I can do from home. I don't live in Minnesota. Anyway, so like, if you have these questions, if you thought of these questions, if they were running through your head, this is a good place to go. tinyurl.com / resist line 3. And then you'll get all this information. You can see what fits, see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you, and go from there. All right. And so that's our show. We're going to go back to this first slide. And then, all right, so we got the chat real big. I'm going to, okay, so that was our Resisting Line 3 weekly update, February 22nd to the 28th. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, this is an emergent. We're just working on this show. We wanted to make sure we started sharing this information as soon as possible. So it's a little rough. It's going to change. I might not always be the host. We might get a whole different host. The frames might change. The little thing around me might change. Everything might change. But we just wanted to make sure you got to see this. You got this information right now. And so that's why we came up live. I'm going to go back to the person in the bipod and see if I can bring up their audio, because I think that people probably want to hear the audio. So let me try again. We're just kind of in free time now. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. I'll look at the chat after this. That's what I did.
Beautiful.
There you go. You should be able to hear it now.
Contraption made of trees that really wonderful people made very safe for me.
It's a short video too.
Right now it is just me and the police. I've got some friends over there keeping an eye on me too. It is such a beautiful day here in the Savannah State Forest. The sun's coming up.
I'm not sure. I mean, everyone
It's
got arrested, but I
cold,
think they're out. And,
but
you can
not
go to the
too
Guinea
bad.
Collective to find out more.
I would like to show you the sun.
Please do.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Technology.
All right, I'm gonna
turn it.
get ready to go back to just me and the chat. Definitely go to the Guinea Collective to check that out. You can see Mary Brain has dropped a Facebook event on Saturday in St. Paul. You can definitely go check that out. Thanks, Anne, for saying thank you. And thanks, Dio, again, for all your work and the Media Collective work. And also thanks to Morgan Brings Plenty, who helped put this together as well. Richard, there's a few other people who are just sort of like we're kind of like working in coalition, working together. It'll be clear as we get further into it, but I just thought that I would say those thank yous because they definitely are deserved. If I miss anyone, I know that haven't met everybody who's making these slides. Yeah, sorry about that, but I'll do my best to we acknowledge the folks and the work that's being done. Let me look at the chat one more time. If you have any questions, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to drop them in there. If you don't, I'm gonna go soon. So, yeah, make sure to keep following all of these different pages. You can keep following us here. We keep following the Indian Collective as well, and we'll keep running this show for a little bit. And like I said, let's keep following along. Things will change. Things will improve. Things will disimprove. Who knows? But we're going to keep working on this to bring it to you and kind of provide this information in a little more digestible format. We know people are busy. We know people are trying to be involved if they can, and we know that folks' lives are really just fragmented as we deal with all the situations around us. So. I wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share it. The whole goal is to be able to share this with people so they can have an idea of what happened the last week. Again, we've missed things. There's so much going on. And so please take a look at that hashtag StopLine3. Take a look at those pages, the GNU Collective, Honor the Earth, the Rise Coalition, the Red Lake Treaty Camp. I'm missing one. They're going to be mad. But yeah, just check it all out. There's a lot of people involved in the resistance. There's a lot of people involved in just sharing information. There's a lot of people involved in different ways. I really, really suggest to go to that webpage we looked at the end, the tiny URL /resistline3 to find options of how you can be involved. Again, I always think there's a perception that everything is a front line, but there's also a lot of logistic support that people need. A lot of people who are on the front lines need people to support them to be there, to be able to hold that space. So if you can't go and you can support the people who can go, maybe that's something they can do for you. Just take a look and see what works best for you. And yeah, I guess we'll see you later. Yeah, Rise Coalition. What's up, Don? I'm going to get up there. And then me, myself, too, eventually I'll be traveling the camps, hopefully, but not there yet. Right now we're working on this. Anyways, I hope it was helpful. Thank you, Jennifer, too, for all your work as well. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. And if I did, know that I really appreciate everything you're doing. I really appreciate everybody out there on the front lines and everyone who's just taking care of what they got to take care of in their lives. It's important. It all is. We're going to make it to the end. Love y'all. We'll talk soon.